Alright, so when we last left Dora, her and Boots were going to kick ass and take names. We're getting to our first boss right here, which is the first two members of Team Skull. If you've been grinding in the last dungeon, then these two are going to be really freaking easy. We're going to start off with Helping Hand to boost the partner's attack, and then we're going to throw in a Sleep Seed. That will be both of them in one blow from each of you. Now, this is a very text-heavy game, so I'm debating in the actual videos to just skip all the cutscenes, like fast forward through all of it, and we'll just focus on the gameplay. But at the same time, I'm kind of hesitant because most of the jokes comes from Dora and Boots, interacting with each other. That's kind of the whole point. But I mean, then again, they're just going to be saying the regular old stuff from the game too, so like, do we really need to watch the cutscenes again? Cutscenes also give me, extra time to, comment on stuff. But even now, sometimes I'm having a hard time thinking of what to say because there's not really much to say about this. It's Dora the Explorer and Boots the monkey going around and exploring things. Alternatively, what I could also do is the exact opposite of what I said, and instead of cutting out all of the cutscenes, instead I could just fast forward through all the gameplay and leave the cutscenes intact. I'll probably just ask the people on Tumblr which one they prefer, if either option. You know, I never quite really understood why the partner is so afraid of the standing on the grate. I understand that the partner is supposed to be the timid type, you know, but standing on a grate, that seems a little... Unless maybe the partner is like afraid of heights or something and is afraid of the grate caving in and then falling down. Then I could potentially see why they're a little anxious about getting on the grate. I think the real question though is the gate at the guild. Because during normal gameplay, in fact, you never see that gate that just opened, you never see it closed again. It's always up. So you have to wonder why they even bother having the gate there if they never shut it. And you also have to wonder why they decide to shut it right now. Considering how Chat immediately thinks you're there for like a survey or something, my personal theory is that today is just tax collection day, and they're trying to avoid that. One also has to wonder what the point of this room is. It's just kind of a little room with a carpet in it. What is Wigglytuff even doing here? Now, before we get past the naming part, I was actually having trouble coming up with a name for the team on my own, so I asked around on Tumblr. There were a few selections that popped up. We had to vote, and we narrowed it down to 2. I couldn't decide on either of them, so we ended up, because another vote didn't exactly work out, we decided to just flip a coin and pick whichever one it won. Anyways, the name Nick Jr., actually both of the names in the flipping a coin part, both of them were suggested by Cameron, so thanks Cameron. Now, I did say this was a very text-heavy game, and it is, but interestingly enough, even with all the text, it's surprising that they don't actually break the show don't tell rule. Instead of just telling you about everything that's going on, they do a very good job of actually having you experience things yourself. You'll get some minor exposition here and there, especially from your partner, but for the most part, you actually get to experience what goes on in the story yourself, instead of just being told everything, which I find quite nice. The introductory sections of the game, though, are probably the most heavily filled with text, because they're trying to really rapidly introduce like this entire setting and stuff to you all at once, and the game mechanics, and the characters, and how they relate to you. And they're trying to cram all of that into a very short introduction. And it's not a long introduction, really. It's pretty short. Could it be a little bit shorter? Yeah, probably, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a pretty small part of the game, actually. I was actually really surprised when I first played this game at how long it was. You know, at some point I was like, holy crap, does this game ever end? And when it finally did end, I found out that there was a second campaign after the credits. And Rescue Team, the game before this, sorta had a second campaign, but not really. They were just a couple of small little story segments that you could probably find if you looked really, really hard. Like, I still haven't even gotten to all of them myself yet. You know, I still find like Tumblr posts and YouTube videos and stuff of, you know, story snippets I'd never seen before. Alright, well, that'll be the end of episode 2. I'm going to put a little link to episode 1 and an annotation at the end, too.